Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. So we'll continue our series of classes on Bhagavad Gita. Let's begin with the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadate Shvapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscham Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रा सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So today we'll start the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We have already discussed the past 15 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So a quick overview. In the first 6 chapters, we have seen predominantly the description of Karma Yoga. In the first chapter, Arjuna is giving different reasons not to fight. So fighting for Arjuna is the Kshatriya Dharma, and Krishna is trying to say that you have to execute your Dharma of annihilating the miscreants, because that is the purpose of Krishna coming down to this world. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya duskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So the purpose of Krishna coming to this world is to do dharma samsthapan, paritranaya sadhunam, saving the pious souls, and annihilating the miscreants. And Arjuna has to help Krishna in that mission. So that was Arjuna's duty as a Kshatriya. But because the opponent, they are own family members of Arjuna, therefore Arjuna was reluctant to fight. So then Krishna spoke different kinds of yogas and philosophy on Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga says that we are not this body, we are soul. Karma Yoga, Karma Sannyas, Niskam Karma Yoga, Sakam Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, different paths by which one can attain that transcendental position. And Krishna is again and again recommending throughout these 6 chapters to Arjuna that Arjuna should do Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is a precursor to Bhakti Yoga. The core message of Bhagavad Gita, as we have seen in many places, Krishna says that Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga system. Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamomata. But execution of Bhakti Yoga is not so simple. Only pure devotees can do devotional service. Because devotional service or Bhakti Yoga, pure Bhakti, means that one does everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. He does not have anything, any material desire of his own. So that is a very high stage where the mind is completely purified of all material desires. And that is not possible for any common people. So what common people can do, they can execute Karma Yoga at least. So in Karma Yoga, we are given the choice that we can choose our activity, but we have to offer the fruit to Krishna. We have to do that for Krishna. Jat karoshi jadasnasi jat juhoshi dadasi jat tapasyashi kwanteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever charity you give, do everything as an offering to me. So this Karma Yoga is a precursor to Bhakti Yoga, and by Karma Yoga we will be purified, and then we will be eligible to do devotional service. The more about devotional service is explained in chapter 7 to 12, where Krishna explains about different energies and demigod worship, impersonalism, all those things, and the importance of remembering Krishna at the last moment when one is leaving the body, material and spiritual universes, Krishna's relationship with this world, impersonation, Vishwarup worshippers, description of the Vishwarupa, and about the pure devotees, the process of Krishna consciousness, all those things are described. In chapter 10, Krishna explains different vibhutis by knowing which, or appearances of Krishna, by knowing which we will be attracted to Krishna and our devotional service will be nourished. In chapter 11, Krishna shows the universal form, the Vishwarup Darshan. In chapter 12, again, Krishna reinstates the importance of devotional service and emphatically says that devotional service is far better than impersonalism. Then in the chapter 3, nature, enjoyer, and consciousness, Prakriti, Jiva, Ishvara, these three tattvas are described. So in that connection, Kshetra, Kshetragya, Jnanam, Geyam, Prakriti, Purusha, these 6 concepts are also discussed. In chapter 14, we have discussed about the 3 modes of material nature, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, and how these different modes bind living entities. What are the effect of this binding and the results we have discussed. And at the end, Krishna also gives the formula how to transcend the 3 modes. Mam chayo abhyabhicharena bhakti yogena shevate shagunan samatittaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. By executing devotional service unto Krishna, we can get rid of this binding of the 3 modes of material nature. Then in chapter 15, the last chapter we discussed, it is called the Yoga of the Supreme Person or Purushottama Yoga. Here we have seen that how material world is compared to an inverted banyan tree and how jivas transmigrate in this world. And finally, we have to appreciate Krishna's position as the supreme maintainer. And knowing Krishna means knowing everything. And Krishna is the essence of all scriptural study. So Krishna is Purushottam. That is the core message of the scriptures. Now, today we'll discuss chapter 16, the divine and demoniac nature. So here Krishna is giving a description about what is meant by that divine and what is meant by the demoniac nature. In Srimad Bhagavatam also we see in the 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu are classic examples of this divine and demoniac nature. So what are those qualities which define someone to be a divine personality or a demoniac personality? How to cultivate those qualities and what are the results of these demoniac activities? All those things, pros and cons, will be discussed in this chapter. So let's begin. 16th chapter, verse number 1 to 3. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Avayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavasthitihi Danam Damascha Yagyascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodhas Tyaga Santir Apaishunam Daya Bhuteshaluptevyam Mardavam Krir Acha Palam Teja Kshama Dhriti Shaucham Adroha Nati Manitam Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Avijatasya Bharata. So the Daivi Sampadas or the divine qualities are explained here. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. So these are the qualities of godly men. These are the divine qualities. So, and who can possess these divine qualities? A devotee will possess these divine qualities. In this connection, there is a very wonderful verse by Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Yashasti Bhaktir Bhagavatya Kinchana. Let me show that verse. Yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18.12. Prahlad Maharaj says, Jasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavatya Kinchana Sarvair Samashate Shurah Harauva Bhaktasya Kuto Mahadguna Manorathena Satidhavato Vahi. All the demigods and their exalted qualities, such as religion, knowledge, renunciation, become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, this is a very interesting and important statement that Daivi Gunavali or the divine qualities means the qualities those are possessed by saintly person and the demigods also, Surah. So they have these divine qualities. And how can you develop these divine qualities? These divine qualities become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you have bhakti in a heart, bhakti is the mother of all these qualities. All these qualities, divine qualities, will automatically come if we have bhakti for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna or Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculation and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy. How can there be any good qualities in such a man? So Prahlad Maharaj says that if there is some qualities possessed by a non-devotee, that has no use, because whatever qualities we have, we should utilize that in service of Krishna. If a non-devotee is having good qualities, that is of no use. By using those good qualities, he will do sense gratification and he will gradually degrade himself. So all those good qualities in a non-devotee will take him to hellish planets. Okay. So suppose someone is a good singer, someone has a good voice, but he is not glorifying Krishna with that, and he is just engaging in different kinds of music, rock music and pop music and all, in the musics which are in mode of ignorance, entertaining people who are not saintly. So these good qualities, they are misusing them in sense gratification, and their destination will not be good. So this is also possible that we may see some non-devotees are having good qualities. How can this happen? So that means that this person has done some pious activity in the previous life, and due to that pious activity, he is enjoying some karma. Due to the pious activity of the previous life, he is having some good qualities in this life. Okay. But those good qualities, if not utilized in the service of Krishna, they will deteriorate. And after this lifetime, the person may lose all those good qualities and the person will not achieve a good destination. So therefore, Krishna is giving here a list of good qualities. And in the previous chapter only, Krishna spoke that if you recognize Krishna, that Krishna is the maintainer, Krishna is the supreme father, then all these good qualities have some meaning, because you have an opportunity to use these qualities in service of Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada explains each of these qualities in detail. Okay, so yeah, next verse says, Dambho darpo vimanascha krodha paurushyamev cha agyanam cha vita cha vijatasya artha sampadam ashurim. So now Krishna is speaking about the Asuri Sampada, or the qualities of a demon, demoniac quality. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Pritha. So here we can see that these are the qualities. Pride. Pride is one quality which is very dangerous. And we know there are some sayings that pride is the root cause of your fall. So pride comes before fall. So then comes arrogance. If we are arrogant, we are not listening to the good advice of others, or we are not listening to the saintly persons. And we are harsh, angry, we are full of ignorance. Okay, so there are different, these are called Asurik Sampada. So Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, in this verse, the royal road to hell is described. So if one is having these Asuric qualities, then the road to hell is broadened. The demoniac want to make a show of religion and advancement in spiritual science, although they do not follow the principles. So it is also possible that you will find demoniac people, they are also trying to make a show of this spirituality, that I am a spiritual person. But actually, he is not following the Lord's instruction in the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. So spiritual people can also be demoniac sometimes. So we need proper knowledge and maturity to identify who are the real saintly people and who are the fake spiritual people, like that. So here we can see Krishna is telling Dambho Darpo Abhimanascha Krodha Paurusham Evacha. Dambho means the pride, Darpa means similar to pride or arrogance, and Abhiman, conceit, like understanding oneself to be greater. Just like we know in case of Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kamsa, they thought they are very great. Okay. And everyone should worship me only. They were enemies of Vishnu, Vishnu Vidveshi. They do not like Vishnu's worship. They want everyone to worship them. So these are the demoniac qualities. Not to accept the supreme power, the supremacy of Vishnu. That is a demoniac quality. Being an atheist, that's also a demoniac quality. They are always arrogant or proud in possessing some type of education or so much wealth. When this type of people, they get some opulence, like of education or wealth, they become very puffed up. They desire to be worshipped by others and demand respectability, although they do not command respect. Over trifles, they become very angry and speak harshly, not gently. They do not know what should be done and what should not be done. So they do not have the discrimination because they do not internalize the shastric knowledge. They do everything whimsically according to their own desire, and they do not recognize any authority. Just we explained that how they do not accept the authority of the Supreme Lord and the devotees. These demoniac qualities are taken on by them from the beginning of their bodies in the wombs of their mothers, and as they grow, they manifest all these inauspicious qualities. So, from the womb only, their demoniac tendency is started. How is that possible? So, actually, during the union of the mother and father, during that time, based on the consciousness of the parents, a soul is invited into the body. So we know during the union, we have the sperm from the father and ovum from the mother. And in that union, there is a container formed. That container can contain a soul. The soul is, as per the Shastra, the soul is carried by the sperm. Pumsha Reta Kanashaya. Out of many sperms, which sperm will be selected, that is based on karma. Our modern science says that it's based on vitality and there is a luck factor. It's kind of random. So there may be multiple sperm cells which has that vitality, but out of them, which one will be selected, that is actually based on karma and the mentality during that union. So if they are demoniac people and they are just doing that union for sense gratification, and to satisfy their lust, a demoniac soul will be invited. So out of those sperms, uh, the sperm which contains a demoniac soul will be selected. Similarly, if the consciousness is to serve Krishna, to have a Krishna conscious child, and the parents have done Garbhadan Sanskar, and parents have taken blessings of the devotees of Lord, that kind of saintly or a devotee soul will be attracted to that union, to the womb of the mother. So from the time of the union only, from the very beginning, this is decided. Based on these factors, it will be decided what will be the nature of the child. Therefore, it is very important for devotees to do Garbhadan Samskar. There are different sanskaras saintly person should go through. Like even before birth, samskaras start. Garbhadan sanskar starts before birth. And then after birth, there are Jatakarma sanskar, Namkaran sanskar, Vidyarambha sanskar. Then gradually we have Upanayan sanskar, Vivaha sanskar. And even after death, there is a sanskar called Antyeshti Kriya. Okay. So the final rite ceremony. So there are so many sanskaras, and these sanskaras make one um, true human being. A true human being or a Arya will follow all these sanskaras. And Anarya people who do not follow the Vedic culture, they will just whimsically do anything and everything. They are feeling sexual urge and they engage them in union, and a child is born and the child is growing, and whatever comes to your mind, do everything to satisfy the demands of the mind. They do not consult sadhu guru shastra. But a person who is educated in the Vedic science will do everything as per the injunction of the scriptures, because the injunction of the scriptures are the instructions of the Lord, and the Supreme Lord knows how to stay in this world. He has created this world, he knows all the loopholes of this world. So whenever Krishna is suggesting something in scriptures, we should accept that, we should give that priority. We should not use our own intelligence. We have a very tiny intelligence. We should not exercise our own intelligence and try to find what is right, what is wrong. In all situations, we have to discuss sadhu, guru, and shastra. Sadhu means the saintly people, the Vaishnavas, the devotees of Lord. Through the mouth of the devotees, Lord will speak to us. Then Guru, we have to accept a bona fide spiritual master who is coming down in disciplic succession, proper Guru Parampara, and the Shastras. We should have Shastric knowledge. We should read this Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Then we know in like all situations of our life what is to be done and what not to be done. In Shastras, we find different case studies. Like here, Krishna is clarifying so many things, so many doubts of Arjuna. And in Srimad Bhagavatam also, we are seeing different use cases. In what situation, what to be done, how the pure devotees are responding to some situation. Most of these situations will also come into our life. And if we have read the scriptures, then we can take the correct decision. Oh, I recognize Ambarish Maharaj also was in this situation. What did he do? Dhruva Maharaj also was in this situation. So this is how the actions of the pure devotees help us to take proper decisions in our life. Okay. So therefore, we see that how this demoniac qualities starts taking shape even before the birth due to the consciousness of the father and the mother. Text 5 says, Daivi Sampad Vimokshaya Nivadhya Shuri Mata Mashucha Sampadam Daivim Avijato Shipandava. So here Krishna says the transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demoniac qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities. So now Krishna in very brief discussed about what are the divine qualities and what are the demoniac qualities. Now Krishna is also telling the results of these qualities. If one possesses transcendental qualities, means the Daivi qualities, then what will happen? They are conducive to liberation. Then one can be liberated from the cycle of birth and death. One can be liberated from the bondage of three modes of material nature. But if someone is having the demoniac qualities, that will make our bondage into this world more stronger. We will get more strongly bound with this world. And again, we have to take birth and we have to suffer in this world. This world is not a very good place. Krishna says this is dukkhalaya ashashvatam. So the demoniac qualities increase the bondage, and the transcendental qualities they reduce the bondage, and that is conducive to liberation. Now Arjuna may be worried to see that, oh, these demoniac qualities, they make for bondage. Then what about me? So Krishna is assuring Arjuna that do not worry, O son of Pandu, Arjuna, for you are born with the divine qualities. Arjuna is born with divine qualities because Arjuna is a eternal associate of Krishna. And also Arjuna is son of Indra. So Kunti Maharani, Arjuna's mother is Kunti. Kunti Maharani had this special boon that she can invite any demigod and get a son out of that demigod. So when Kunti Maharani invited Indra, Arjuna was born. So Arjuna is born with the divine qualities and he is also eternal associate of the Lord. So Krishna encouraged Arjuna by telling him that he was not born with the demoniac qualities. So nothing to worry, but just for the sake of knowledge, Krishna is speaking this. His involvement in this fight was not demoniac because he was considering the pros and cons. He was considering whether respectable persons such as Bhishma and Drona should be killed or not. So he was not acting under the influence of anger, false prestige, or harshness. Therefore, he was not of the quality of demons. For a Kshatriya, a military man, shooting arrows at the enemy is considered transcendental. So actually, why Arjuna might have this doubt, Krishna is clarifying Arjuna even before Arjuna asked the question that Arjuna, don't worry, you are not born with the demoniac qualities. You are already born with divine qualities. So why this question came in the mind of Arjuna? Krishna is Antaryami. Krishna knows what is going on in our heart. So this question came into the heart of Arjuna because Arjuna is a Kshatriya and Krishna is telling Arjuna again and again to engage in fight. And Arjuna was trying to analyze whether it is proper to kill Bhishma and Drona. They are great personalities, and therefore Arjuna had the initial doubt. So now Krishna clarified, previously also Krishna clarified that you are doing your karma, Niskam Karma Yoga. In this fight, even if you kill these soldiers, there is nothing wrong on your part because you are just executing your Kshatriya Dharma. So Krishna is reconfirming that here, that if you are shooting enemies in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, then that is considered to be transcendental and that is not a sinful activity. And refraining from such a duty is demoniac. So if Arjuna, if you think that killing is demoniac, no. In this battlefield of Kurukshetra, killing is dharma for you. And not killing, refraining from your duty is demoniac, actually. Therefore, there was no cause for Arjuna to lament. Anyone who performs the regulative principles of the different orders of life is transcendently situated. So there are different orders of life, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And Arjuna is in the Kshatriya Varna. And Krishna is telling you have to execute your duty. And by your duty, you can please Krishna. Now Arjuna, by performing the Kshatriya duty, can help Krishna in his mission. So this is how everyone. So the purpose of Varnashram Dharma is Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is said that Ata Pumbir Dijaseshta Varnashrama Vibhagasha Swanushitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. So you have to execute your duty, whatever is suitable for your nature, according to your nature. But that activity or that duty should please Krishna ultimately. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. So if you are of a Brahminical nature, how you can please Krishna? You have to teach the Shastras. You read the Shastras, study them, understand them under the supervision of a Guru or a Vaishnava, and then you spread the scriptures. This is how being a Brahminical natured person, you can serve Krishna. If you have Kshatriya nature, then you can protect the Sanatana Dharma, and that's how you can serve Krishna. And if you're a Vaishya, you can just fund, you can help in fundraising and making temples and all. If someone is of Shudra nature, they can do physical labor like construction of the temple or doing any services during different festivals and all. So this is how everyone can be engaged in the service of Krishna. Similarly, Arjuna should also get engaged, and that is considered to be divine. Engaging our nature in Krishna's service is considered to be divine. And this also matches with what we discussed in the fifth canto. Prahlad Maharaj says that Jashasti Bhaktir Bhagavat Yakinchana Sarver Gunes Tatra Shamashateshwara Harav Avaktasya Kuto Mahadguna Manorathina Sadi Dhavato Vahi. A non-devotee possessing good qualities has no use because he will not use that in Krishna's service. So using our talents, dovetailing our actions in Krishna's service, that is the greatest devotional activity, and that is the most important divine quality of engaging everything in Krishna's service. That's the essence. Daubhut sargau lokesmin daiva asura evacham daiva vishwaswara proktam asuram parthame shrinu. O son of Pritha, in this world, there are two kinds of created beings. One is called divine and the other is demoniac. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me the demoniac. So in the first verse only, Krishna explained, like first three verses, Krishna explained about the divine qualities. Many divine qualities Krishna enumerated there. And few demoniac qualities Krishna gave. Now Krishna is going to elaborate on the demoniac qualities further. Lord Krishna, having assured Arjuna that he was born with divine qualities, is now describing the demoniac. The conditioned living entities are divided into two classes in this world. Those who are born with divine qualities follow a regulated life, that is to say, they abide the injunction of the scriptures and by the authorities. One should perform duties in the light of authoritative scripture. This mentality is called divine. This is very important, and there is something which we should learn from here and apply in our life. So here Srila Prabhupada says, those who are born with divine qualities follow a regulated life. That is to say, they abide by the injunction of the scriptures. So how to identify who is having divine qualities and who is having demoniac qualities? Nowadays, this is a problem because we will not find someone to be as bad as Hiranyakashipu. Neither we will find someone to be as good as Prahlad. So Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu, they are extremes, extreme good and extreme bad. Now people in this age are of mixed nature. But still, there is a distinction between the divine people and the demoniac people. So what is that quality? What is that check by which we can understand who is of demoniac nature and who is of divine nature? So the main check is who is accepting the scriptures, who is accepting authority and ready to lead a regulated life as per the injunction of the scriptures. That person is a divine person. And the opposite of that, one who is not willing to do that, is a demoniac person. So now we are interacting with so many people in our like field of job, in our schools and colleges, our relatives. We are interacting with so many people in this world. And you can, if you have experience and if you have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, especially of the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, then by observing their qualities, you will know that who are divine people and who are demoniac. And scriptures say we have to maintain some distance with the demoniac people. Otherwise, in their association, our demoniac qualities will increase. If we keep associating with the divine people, our divine qualities will increase. And what happens, Krishna already told that if you develop too many demoniac qualities, your bondage in this material world will increase. And due to that bondage, you have to take birth again and again. And you will glide down to lower species of life. In the 14th chapter, we have seen this demoniac nature is closely related to the mode of passion and ignorance. The more you cultivate demoniac nature, you will go into the lower modes of nature, like Rajas and Tamas. And the more you associate with divine people, your sattva, your mode of goodness will increase. And if we develop Rajas and Tamas, then we will degrade. In next lifetime, we will not have a human body. And our karma will be destroyed. Whatever good karma we have, if we cultivate demoniac qualities, the good karma will be exhausted and we will incur so much bad karma and we have to suffer for that bad karma. So accumulating demoniac qualities is very dangerous and ultimately we will be very miserable due to that. So therefore, it is very important to understand who around me are like the people around me. There are so many people who are divine and who are demoniac. And this is a very interesting check that whoever is ready to accept some authority and they have that kind of intelligence also, this kind of people, the divine people, they understand that I am a very tiny living entity in this universe. The entire universe is very big and there must be some higher power. Some people might not have the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, about Krishna consciousness. They might not know, but because of their good intelligence, they will at least recognize that there is some higher powers and I must accept that authority. Okay. And this kind of people, we can preach them. We can give them Srila Prabhupada books and we can discuss the philosophy with them. And very easily, they will accept this philosophy because they are divine people. And we have to maintain some distance with the demoniac people. So in our um, professional sphere, we can maintain a professional relationship with them. But if that person is of demoniac nature, he is not accepting the authority of God and he's not ready to accept scriptures, then we have to maintain some distance. We should not share anything personal with that person, or we should not talk too much outside of the professional circle. So just maintain a professional relationship with such people and increase your association with the divine people. And who are the perfect example of divine people? They are the devotees of Krishna. If you associate with the devotees of Krishna, all good qualities are going to come. One who does not follow the regulatory principles as they are laid down in the scriptures and who acts according to his whims is called demoniac or asuric. There is no other criterion but obedience to the regulatory principle of the scriptures. This is mentioned in the Vedic literature that both the demigods and the demons are born of the Prajapati, Kashyapa. And only difference is that one class obeys the Vedic injunctions, another does not. So in the Vedic scriptures, as we see in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, we have seen that Kashyap, Prajapati Kashyap is the father of both the Asuras or the Daityas and the Devatas. So Kashyap has two wives, Aditi and Diti. From Diti comes the Daityas and from Aditi comes the demigods or the Devas. So actually they are brothers, the demigods and the demons, they are brothers, but they are having very different nature due to their mothers. Their mothers are different. So now the demigods are different from the pure devotees. Demigods are called mixed devotees. Why? Because they are not pure and they have some material desire. Why are they demigods? Suppose Indra, Chandra, Varuna. Why are they demigods? Because they had some desire to control something over this universe. But at the same time, they are good people. They follow the scriptural injunctions and they abide by the orders of Vishnu. So they are very loyal to Vishnu. But at the same time, they have some material desire, some controllership mentality. So therefore, Vishnu granted their desire and Vishnu made them demigods. Okay. But the pure devotees, they are in much higher position even than the demigods. Demigods also, they glorify the pure devotees. The pure devotees of the Lord, they directly go to the abode of the Supreme Lord in Vaikuntha and Golak Vrindavan. But the demigods, they are mixed devotees. So sometimes these demigods, they also commit some mistakes. In Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, we have seen how Indra offended Durvasha. Indra offended his guru Brihaspati. Indra committed the offense against Krishna and Brajavasis in the Govardhan Leela. Brahma also committed offense against Krishna. So the demigods also commit mistakes. But their good quality is they accept their mistake when they realize and they surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna, and they are ready to be chastised by Krishna. They are ready to follow the instructions of Krishna. So that is the difference. So no one is perfect. The demigods are not perfect, and demons are, there is no question of perfection for the demons. But the demigods, they are always ready to follow the scriptural injunctions. That makes them Daivi. So in the end of this chapter, we will see that whether we are demigods or demons, that is decided by only one factor, whether we are accepting the authority of scriptures. That is very, very important. So now Krishna has spoken so many philosophies, so many different yogic system. Krishna has already given so many instructions in Bhagavad Gita. The main portion of Bhagavad Gita is already over, and we are now just wrapping up a few more additional concepts. And in the 18th chapter, Krishna will just revisit all the important concepts and give the conclusion. So the essence is of this chapter that whatever is discussed in the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to study them and apply them in our life. Then actually we are divine. Then actually we are devotees. Otherwise, if we just read the Bhagavad Gita and we do not apply the principles in our life, we are no better than demons. Okay. So we completed the first section of the chapter 16, divine and demoniac qualities. So Krishna in brief discussed about the divine and demoniac qualities. And the demoniac qualities will be elaborated in the next section 7 to 18. Okay, that we will discuss in the next class. And the last section is result of these demoniac activities. What happens if someone is having these demoniac qualities? Why Krishna is telling? Then we know that, oh, there is a risk of cultivating these demoniac qualities, and we would be vigilant so that these demoniac qualities do not come within us. So therefore, it is very important to understand the demoniac nature also, and to understand the result of this demoniac nature. Sometimes people might think that in Bhagavad Gita, which is a godly book spoken by God Himself, why we are discussing about demoniac nature here? No, that is also important. If you read Ishopanishad, in Ishopanishad it is said that both Vidya and Avidya you have to know. Vidya means how to engage yourself in the service of God, Krishna. That also you should know. And you should know also the pitfalls of Maya. You should also study Maya. What are her tricks and how we are illusioned. So that the study of Avidya is also important. Then we can protect ourselves from this illusory energy. And by knowing the positive Vidya, we can engage ourselves in the service of Krishna. So both are important. So therefore, in Bhagavad Gita also, we can see Krishna explains the divine qualities and the demoniac qualities. Divine qualities is explained in many chapters, like second chapter we have seen, sixth chapter we have seen. Throughout different chapters, Krishna is explaining the qualities of Sthita Pragya, a person who is truly self-realized, and all the qualities of the Sthita Pragya will be divine. Now in this chapter, Krishna is also describing the demoniac qualities. So this is also equally important. Okay. So in the next class, we will elaborate on more on this demoniac qualities and their results. Okay. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Yeah, if there is any questions, we can take. Ayush Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu. In between, my internet has broken, so I might not able to hear you properly. But I have question regarding scripture injection.
Mm-hmm.
As Prabhupada said, person who do whimsically and who does not accept authority of scriptures are demonic qualities. But there are certain people who are spiritual who might so at least they might make show of doing Raganuga Bhakti, but
Mm-hmm.
they are not following scriptures injunction, and they might belittle scriptures. They might say that scriptures are for those karmis or those person who have not love have any love for Krishna. So where they fit into this category?
Yeah, very good question. So there is a verse in scripture, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhimbina Aikantaki Harir Bhakti Utpadayeva Kalpate. So if someone is not following the scriptural rules and regulations and showing that I am doing bhakti, Aikantiki Harir Bhakti, as you mentioned, They sometimes say, I am doing Raganuga Bhakti. So Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhim Bina. There is Vidhi, there is rules for Bhakti mentioned in scriptures. And if one is not accepting the scriptures and telling, I am doing Aikantiki Bhakti for the Lord, then that Bhakti is Utpate eva kalpate. That is Utpat. That is a disturbance in the society. So he is destroying his own devotional life, and he is also destroying the life of others. If such a person is in the position of a guru or leader, he is also destroying the life of others. So in scriptures, it is always mentioned that we have to follow the path of Vaidhi Bhakti first, and then after some time we can switch to Raganuga Bhakti, like when all those symptoms of Raganuga Bhakti already manifest in within us by the permission of the Guru. But generally, what happens when a person is eligible for Raganuga Bhakti, the person is so humble that he will never accept that I am eligible for Raganuga Bhakti. So even in that stage, he follows the rules and regulations. For example, if you look at our acharyas like Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes in his song, Amar Jivan Shada Pape Rato, Nahi ko Punyera Lesh. Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a pure devotee, and he is telling Amar Jivan Shada Pape Rato. I am always drowned in sinful activities, and there is no lesh of punya, not even a tinge of punya in my life. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur followed all the rules and regulations. So bhakti for us always has to be with rules and regulations, and we have to avoid such persons who are making a show of Raganuga bhakti. That is very dangerous, and that is called sahajiya. Sahajiya means taking bhakti so cheaply, so easily. Okay, whatever I can do is bhakti. Maybe someone is imagining that I have become a gopi. It is possible you will become a gopi if that is your swarupa, and that comes after a long duration of sadhana. There are so many stages of devotional service you have to cross. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nibrati, Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhava, Prem. Then you get your Sarup Siddhi. You understand who am I in Krishna Lila? What is my eternal relationship with Krishna? In that stage, if that relationship is gopi, then someone can worship Krishna in that form. Our acharyas, they are all manjaris, like Srinivas Acharya, Ramchandra Kaviraj. There are pastimes. The Srinivas Acharya used to sit in meditation, and in meditation, he used to enter Krishna Lila in Manjari form and help Srimati Radharani. So they never made a show that I am Gopi and public display for earning some fame. That was not the activity of our acharyas. Our acharyas were really exalted, but they kept it as a secret. They never revealed who are they in Krishna Lila. And externally, they behave like a saintly person following all the rules and regulations. So rules and regulations are very important. And we have to avoid people who are doing this, making a show and following the path of Sahajiya. And we have to make other people aware also to stay, like to maintain some distance from such people. Okay, does that answer your question, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, I have another question. In starting of 16 chapter 1.
Yeah, I can't hear you now. Starting of 16 rounds.
Starting of 16 chapter,
Okay.
in first to third sloka, where it is written passion for honor. So is it for those person who are working only for honor, or is it for a general honor? Like we do everything just because I want to get some kind of honor. Is it this passion?
Yeah, it can also be for karmi and even for devotees. Just like in teachings of Lord Chaitanya, if you see in the Madhya Lila, Rupa Goswami is teaching, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving teachings to Rupa Goswami. And there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions about this puja labh pratishtha. Even a devotee can be victim of this. Sometimes a devotee um, wants this kind of things, puja labh pratishtha. I want to be established, people should glorify me, I want to become famous, people should worship me. Sometimes this kind of mentalism also come within a devotee. If we are not practicing devotional service seriously, this can also come within a devotee. And for karmis, this is very natural. If you see people in this world who are not devotees, they are always working to get famous and passion for honor. They want to honor, and they do not get in like nobody wants to get insulted, something like that. So that nature is obviously bad. But for devotees daily read in Siksastakam, Trinadapi Shuni Chena Tarori Vashahishnuna Amanina Manadina Kirtaniya Sadahari. Amanina Manadina means Amanina. I do not want any honor. But Manadena means I will give honor to everyone. I will respect everyone. But if people do not respect me, then I don't mind. I think myself to be humbler than a blade of grass, and I do not have any qualification. So if people are not honoring me, that's okay. So this should be an attitude of a devotee. But even after reciting the Siksastakam every day, sometimes Maya can sneak in into our heart, and unknowingly maybe we are hankering for this puja la pratishtha, and whatever service we are doing, that is for getting some honor. It can be very subtle, so therefore introspection is very needed. Sometimes we have to introspect, what is my actual motivation for this service? Am I doing this service to please Krishna, or am I doing this for getting honor? And you can do this introspection exercise. Like you can say, what if I do this service and then the temple president does not acknowledge my service, or devotees do not acknowledge my service? Even after doing that service, devotees do not appreciate and glorify. Will I still want to do that service? So this is how we should introspect and always remain cautious that we are doing everything for Krishna only, and there is no hankering for honor, prestige, puja, la pratishtha, these things. We should be very vigilant, otherwise Maya can always sneak in. Okay, bro.
Prabhu, this is very
Interesting and very good tips, to be honest.
Yeah. This is required. Like we should take out some time to regularly do this introspection. Okay, yes. Kaushiki, question?
Yes, Prabhu. I didn't had a question, but my mother has.
Okay.
হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভু প্রণাম। বলছি প্রভু, আপনি গ্রুপে অমোঘলীলা প্রভুর একটা ভিডিও পাঠিয়েছিলেন, মানে ভগবানের গ্লোরিস, মানে 3-4টে হয়তো আমরা মহামন্ত্র বললাম, তারপর ভগবানের একটা গ্লোরিস বললাম, তারপরে আবার 3-4বার মহামন্ত্রটা জাপ করলাম। তো প্রভু, গ্লোরিস বলতে কি শুধু মানে চৈতন্য মহাপ্রভু যেগুলো বলেছেন সেগুলোই করতে হবে, মানে তৃণাদপি শুনিছে না, বা হরে নাম হরে নাম হরে নাম বা কেবলম, তাছাড়া কি ভগবত গীতার শ্লোক বা ভাগবতমের বা মানে যে ব্রহ্মসংগীতা যে শ্লোকগুলো আছে ওই শ্লোকগুলো দিয়েও কি আমরা গ্লোরি করতে পারি ভগবানের?
Okay, so Mataji is asking that I recently sent a video, like Amoglila Prabhu has a lecture on how can we improve chanting. So there Amoglila Prabhu is suggesting that we should chant for some time, then we should read or hear some glory of the holy name, then again chant for some time, then we will remain focused in our chanting. So that is important, to amalgamate the glories of the holy name with chanting of the holy name. And this was the style of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Mataji is asking whether like what glories we can chant, only mentioned in Sikshastakam or what Mahaprabhu said, or it can be from any scriptures. So the answer is that you can select any glories. Like Amoglila Prabhu also mentioned in that lecture so many different books on the glories of holy name. So if you take these books, there are different glories of holy name mentioned, some from Bhagavad Gita, some from the Srimad Bhagavatam, some from other scriptures, some from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So any kind of glories that is approved by our acharyas, and best is you find in the lectures of some devotees who are coming in our parampara, or you are reading from some book, that is important. And one thing I want to clarify, it's not like after chanting 3 or 4 maha mantras, one glory. It's not like that. You at least chant a few rounds, and then you take a break, maybe 2 minutes, for reading some glory of the holy name. So if you like start reading a glory after 2-3 mahamantras, then it can also cause some disturbance in chanting. So at least a few rounds you have to chant, and then you can hear some glories. Sometimes 16 rounds we cannot be attentive, so maybe after each 2 rounds we can have a glory of the holy name. something like that. Okay. So I guess there are no more questions. So we'll continue this in the next class. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।